Okay, so continuing on with lesson 16, collision detection, we're looking in this particular puzzle. This is part 9. We've got this little bunny that's kind of going on the screen, and we want to be able to have the bunny hop up and down to be able to catch the carrot, whether the carrot's above or below or close to where he is. So we can use, as the lesson indicates, you can use is touching to decide whether you should increase the score. In this game, the score is stored inside the score variable. It is displayed on the screen using the text block. So if you look through the code down here, you can see at the beginning of the draw loop, we have the background is drawn with the light blue, and then we have kind of a black stroke on this green rectangle on the bottom for like the grass, and so then it draws that rectangle, and then we're going to put the score right here with this fill black, the text size set to 20, the text score that we see, it says score and then semicolon, and then finally text score without quotations indicates that we are displaying the variable that's set up, which of course is the score for the game. And so all of those are drawn here in these first 20 lines, well 10 lines really, starting at the line 10 and down to line 20. So that kind of sets up the background for the game. And so then this next part is the looping of the carrot, which we've done before with the mushroom in our frog jumper game. So as it gets to the left hand side of the screen, it loops back and puts it on the right side of the screen. And it's also displaying it at a random number on the y-axis, so somewhere between 10 and 390 on the screen each time that it is going to loop. Of course, the caret.x equals 450 is just what we're doing when we're setting it back to the right-hand side of the screen. And so before, when we were messing with the mushroom in the frog game, we didn't have to worry about y because the mushroom was always on the ground. All it did was just loop back. But with the carrot, we are varying the height that the carrot has, and so that's why there's the random number there. And so then finally we have the code here for the bunny jumping with the velocity y when he's going up and then coming back down. And then of course we're doing, once it gets to the zenith of its jump, which is at 80, so it's going to be able to go most of the way up the screen, and then it comes back down and hits the ground and stops. So this is where we now need to determine what happens when the bunny touches the carrot. So we need to do 3 things, as it indicates here. Number 1, we're going to use the counter pattern on the score variable to increase the score. So remember, the counter pattern is basically we're setting something equal to itself, and then we're adding something to it. So in this case, we would say score equals score plus 1 for the counter pattern. And then we're going to add 1 to the score and put the carrot back off the screen. So we need to reset the carrot's X position on the right hand side of the screen, and we also need to reset the Y position to a random number between 10 and 390. So just as it did when it looped back going off the left hand side, we need to do that same thing when we encounter the carrot with the bunny. So first we need to put in an if statement to find out if our bunny's actually touching the carrot. So we're going to drag that here. And then we need to do the is touching control. So that would be here in the sprites. So we're going to say if bunny is touching carrot, then we're going to do all of those things that we just talked about. So first we have to do the counter pattern with our variables. So we go to variables, and we've got an equals here. So the variable in this case, of course, is called score. So we say score equals score plus 1. And then the next one, reset the carrot's X position to the right hand side of the screen. So actually we can really go in and just copy this code here. We don't even have to redo it. So we go to our text version, and we can highlight those 2 lines of code because it's going to act the same as it would if it got to the left-hand side. So we just Control C, and then after this line here, Control V, and voila, we've got it so that we have done the second thing, which is reset the caret's X position for 50 off the right-hand side of the screen, and then we're going to set the caret's Y position to a random number between 10 and 390. So if we reset and then we run our program, if I'm able to catch that caret, then I get a score of 1, and I can catch the second one coming back down. So each time it catches the caret, it then reassigns it to a new position at the right-hand side, in a varying position up and down, and it gives me my score variable there. So that is how you complete lesson puzzle number 9 for this game and learning about detecting collisions. And then we'll move on. I'll do one more video for lesson 10 just because we've had some people with a little bit of trouble with that already. So stay tuned for that one.